corner. We're here with Hanny from Arsenal. He won a championship 2 years ago with Team Arsenal once again. It was run by him, his brother Hamdi, RJ, Riz, some of the guys on our own team. How you doing, Hanny?
Good, alhamdulillah. How you guys doing?
Well, we see that, from years before to now, you have this Arsenal team. You have some new guys that left the team. Your brother took over. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, we're in a transitional phase. We had a couple of guys whose situations with work kind of tied them down last season. And so with the difficulty of scheduling and just, guys coming in and out, they don't know what their situation is. We had to make some adjustments. But luckily, I have a couple of brothers who I grew up with that always happened to be playing basketball. So I told them to join on to this team of ours. So I think it's working out so far, even though our record doesn't exactly entail.
That's good, that's good. Let's go back a little bit. How were you introduced to the league? How you like playing the league? What do you think about it?
I got introduced by a couple of brothers, Kareem Tawfiq and Adam Tawfiq. These guys were on Arsenal from season 1 with Riz when it first started from the foundation. And so season 2, I jumped on with them. Me and Hamdi, we came in about like mid-season. And pretty much through that, we just found out that just the brotherhood and the organization of the league was really good. So we decided, we want to stick in for the long run with this. So.
Okay, where do you see yourself in the future of Crescent?
Inshallah, hopefully we're going to win a chip this year. Of course, everybody's saying the same thing, but I really believe that. So.
Okay, what are some of your favorite games in the team?
Well, obviously the championship game last year. I thought actually
the year before
that, when we played you guys, that actually should have been the championship game against Dynasty. That was one of the best games of my life. Really enjoyed that. We've had a couple of games here and there that were pretty good too, but for the most part,
So let me ask you a question, a controversial question.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, obviously Dynasty and Arsenal have a rivalry.
Yes.
Besides Dynasty, what are other teams, other specific players that you love competing against, you love playing against? And why?
Obviously, as a player on Arsenal, I feel like our team is the best. So to prove that you're the best, you got to beat the best. So teams like UDay, obviously I want to go against them. The Bandits, they really revamped and they look really good this year. And then obviously Dynasty, you guys are really good this year. We'll mention that.
Okay. We mentioned RJ. I mentioned RJ in the beginning.
Yeah.
We see that he's not on the team this year, but yet he made an appearance last week, 2 weeks before, with the money team.
Yeah.
What happened with that? Why is he not playing in Arsenal? Because RJ's been saying way beforehand that he's Arsenal for life. You guys are all really close.
Well, his situation when the season started, it was kind of in limbo. We didn't really know what was going on. Him and Bobby, they have their team that they're coaching, their youth team, and they really travel all over the country. And so, as a result of that, it was kind of like a miscommunication type of thing. So I'm glad he ended up joining the money team. There's a good group of brothers there. We happen to know pretty much like all the guys there. So I think it worked out for both teams in the long run.
Okay, what do you think, as of right now, after this game today, obviously a tough loss, what do you think Arsenal is missing?
Well, we have our one big guy who, inshallah, is going to be joining us hopefully next week, and if not him, it's going to be Anel. And so we don't know what the situation is exactly, but we're in tune with that every week. We're speaking to each other, and we're contacting each other, trying to find out, when can we actually get the guys to come up together. So, all we need really is just this group of brothers that we have on the team now to just get a couple practices in. We all known each other for years, but the most important thing is to play with each other, and that's something we haven't done too much. So,
you've been a part of the league for about 3 years now, right?
Yeah, this is my fourth season.
Fourth season.
Yeah.
So, as a league, besides some of the guys, some guys that you respect in the league that put the league together, who are some people you would like to get a shout out, you're always saying thank you to the guys that put the league together all the time. You hear you saying it.
Yeah.
You love playing in the league. Who are some of those guys that you?
Well, obviously, most importantly, you two, and then all the guys who are really working behind the desk, and just behind the scenes that people don't really get to understand. How much work and effort goes into really making this thing run smoothly. And I feel like it's operating very efficiently. I like a lot of the other all stars. We got guys like Waleed, Elvis Silvio playing on UDay, and there's a lot of good players in the league today. So.
Okay. What are some changes if you were to make, or you would suggest for the league, for myself, for Farouk to make? What would they be?
Honestly, one of my main issues was just the scheduling, and Farouk actually worked that out. I hated the 10 o'clock game. Could not have that anymore. So finally, the 10 o'clock game was cut out. And I really feel like this is a really.
But you're open to playing at 10, obviously. Sometimes, when it works out.
Like very rarely.
But we always try to help everybody out.
Yeah. So
All right, I'm gonna name some. I'm gonna say some words. All right. I want you to the first name that comes out of your head in the league. Okay. I want you to come out. All right. most competitive?
Most competitive. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. I can't think of
One name. Who call any name? I just thought about it. All right, two names.
Two names. I like Mo on Dynasty. That's my boy right there. He works really hard. I always got to give a shout out to the big guys. So I feel like my brother, he works really hard down low too. So definitely at least those are two that I can think of right now.
All right. What about biggest hothead?
Biggest hothead. I think that might go to Hanny too. You got to give him the bad and the good. So.
All right. What about the most dedicated?
Everybody on my team. Kind of.
What about most annoying?
Most annoying, probably me. I'm screaming at the guys all game, and I want to give them credit for being able to tolerate all that.
Yeah, but you're a lot less quiet than some other guys.
Yeah. You got to be. Somebody has to be vocal. So we'll try to be that guy.
Some people say that watching Arsenal play, like the talent is still there, right? But they're saying that you guys are lacking that leadership that maybe Bobby or RJ brought, or that IQ, the basketball IQ. What do you have to say to that? And who do you think, if there was one person that could be that voice of the team right now, who do you think it should be and why?
Well, first off, as far as leadership and that voice of reason, I think 100% that's false. Bobby and RJ, they're very mature and knowledgeable guys about the game and life. But as far as that's concerned, the group that I have, we have a really good camaraderie. We've known each other since childhood, so we all understand the game of basketball. So this is second nature for us, really. I think the only issue is we just need to make sure that we get into the gym on time. We got a decent warm-up today. We put up some points on board. Unfortunately, they scored a lot, but, it is what it is. You got to be able to contest the shots, and we did it today. But I think with practice and repetition, really, and then we just have that one situation, that void of an extra big guy to really fill out the roster for us. So.
Tell us something about yourself, other than this basketball. Like, what do you do? Or, you're a young guy.
Yeah.
In school,
Well, I'm in City College. Inshallah, I'm in my last semester pretty much. I'm going to be graduating. I'm going to start doing taxes for a little bit, at least for about the season, and then we'll see where life takes me from there. But inshallah.
Being one of the young big guys in the league, right? I mean, from what I've seen the last 3 years, I have a lot of respect for you. I see the way you play. You don't complain too much. Really quiet. Not getting on your team. You know when to tell your teammates something. What message would you give to the younger brothers of the league as yourself? That we obviously see you as one of the future big men in the league, right? What would you give to some of the younger people?
Well, I would absolutely say, not just your elders, really respect all of your brothers. This is a Muslim basketball league, and even though we have an exception of a couple guys who are not Muslim, it is in the nature of Islam to be friendly and giving, and so we have to understand that it's not just, okay, well, I don't really know this guy, so I'm just going to kind of come in and just try to kill him. No, we're really here first and foremost to get that bond, and then obviously if you want to attack somebody on the basketball court, that's up to you. I like to do that. So.
All right, guys. This is Hanny once again. I'm sorry, his brother. Team Arsenal won a championship 2 years ago, and it's great to have him in the league. Thank you, Hanny. Have a good day.